Hi students, I hope all are fine. So we had been dealing with some of the grammar part in the chapter The Enchanted Pool. Today also in this class also we have to continue from where we have stopped. So we shall just continue from where we have stopped. Okay, here we have a task to do. There is a passage given. Okay, a strange passage. Okay, now after that what you need to do, okay, you need to elaborate it with using some of the expressions like could not believe, would like to, surprising, take care, etc., like that. Okay, so I'll just read it. Here is Vaishak talking about something very strange that happened when he was on his way to school. It was Monday, and as usual, I got up late. As a result, I missed the school bus, and so I decided to cycle to school. I started off, I had barely gone 5 meters when I went over a large piece of stone. Suddenly, I heard a voice saying, "Hey, watch out, Vaishu." I was so startled to, and I stopped. I looked around, but there was no one near me. Only then I realized it was my cycle that had just spoken. Okay, this is one of the incidents which happened in the life of Vaishak. Okay, he, as usual, he got up late in the morning. Because of that, he could not get his school bus. So what he did, he took his cycle and he was just going to the school. So after finishing maybe 5 meters or so, he just went over a large piece of stone. Suddenly he heard a voice, okay, watch out. He heard a voice like that. Then why she just turned around in order to see who was that person who said to watch out. And he didn't see anybody. It was then he realized that it was not any people who just said watch out, but it was his own cycle speaking to him. Okay, that is one of the incidents which happened in the life of Vaishak. So what you have to do, there are certain expressions given here like could not believe, would like to, surprising, take care. Okay, using this you just elaborate or continue from where Vaishak has stopped. Okay, maybe you can write maybe 5 sentences, that would be sufficient. All right, then next we have language in use. First I'll read this, and after that I'll tell you what is hidden in this particular passage. Okay, read this passage from the text and observe the underlined words. Yudhishthira sent Nakula to fetch some water to drink. Nakula was glad when he got to the place and saw there was a pool. He was very thirsty himself, and so thought of quenching his thirst first before taking water in the quiver for his brothers. Okay, so this is a paragraph, and in this paragraph we find some of the words are kept bold. Okay, some of the words are bolded and kept, and they are also underlined, isn't it? We have sent, got, was, thought, and saw, was. Okay, these are some of the words which are given in bold letter, and also it is underlined. So what can you understand from this? Okay, we can understand that these are some of the actions or some of the verbs in this sentences, and it is given in the past form, isn't it? Yudhishthira send. The present form of the word would be pronunciation is the same, but the spelling is different. SEND it is, but it is in the past form. That's why it is said Yudhishthira send Nagula. So this passage is written in the past tense, and all the words which are given in bold and underlined are also in the past. Okay, that's why we say that this passage is in the past tense. Also, all these words which are underlined and given in bold are past forms of the verbs. Okay, past form of the verb think is thought, see is saw, is was, get is got. Okay, send is send. Okay, so like that. So what you can do now, complete the sentences with the right form or the verbs given in the bracket. Okay, right form of the verb given in the bracket. Right form, if there is a verb, we have a verb chase. Okay, chase, it can be either chase, chased. Okay, chased, or it can also be have chased, had chased, has chased, or is chasing, was chasing, chases. Okay, those are the different forms of the verb. So we need to find out which is a correct one. I will do this for you. Okay, the panda was were chasing the animal, but it was a magic deer which was speeding in great leaps and bounds, decoying the Pandavas far into the forest and then disappeared. The sun was hot overhead, and the brothers grew more and more thirsty. Did you understand? Here was chasing, sorry, Pandavas were chasing, was speeding, here disappeared, and here we have a grew more and more thirsty. Okay, so all the verbs are given in the past form. Okay, next one, according to the condition of the game, the Pandavas, this one you need to write it by yourself. Pandavas, we have the verb spend, so you need to write which form of the word, oh, this verb it is. Okay, which form it is supposed to be in the past form, so you have to write or everything in the past. When they return or returned or were returning, was returning, have returned, had returned, all those you have to find out and write it. Okay, there are different verbs here: spend, return, demand, refuse, follow, defeat, regain. Okay, just read this paragraph and find out which form, which is a correct form of the verb that should be used. In this one also we have a rule, transfer, and so on. So we can write the correct form of the verb and do these two paragraphs. Okay, complete it. Next, look at these two sentences. Arjuna cared for the words of the Yaksha. Arjuna did not care for the words of Yaksha. Okay, the first one is in the positive form and the second one is in the negative form. How can you find out that second one is in the negative form? Because there is this one used, not. Not is considered as a negative. Okay, but here Arjuna cared means Arjuna, it is a positive form of, for it is written in this sentence is in the positive form. That's why there is no not there, no, not, seldom, barely. Okay, all those things will be negative. Okay, so here the second sentence, it is a negative sentence, or it is given in the negative form because Arjuna did not. We have did not is there. That's why it is in the negative form. Okay, so here what you can do is like choose some sentences in the positive form and change them into negative form. Okay, you can choose the sentences from the text itself. Okay, from the text take some of the sentences and convert them into negative. Okay, means Yudhishthira send Nagula to fetch water. That sentence is in the positive. Okay, Yudhishthira send. So how can we convert it into negative? We say that Yudhishthira did not send. Yudhishthira send, that is a positive. Yudhishthira did not send Nagula to fetch water, that is a negative sentence. So we have to use not in order to change the verb in, or in order to change the convert the sentence into negative. Okay, then you come across many sentences which can be written in the question form, like Pandavas spent 12 years in the forest. Pandavas spent 12 years in the forest. Did Pandavas spend 12 years in the forest? Okay, that's a question. Okay, some of the sentences, they they are written in the form of a questions. Pandavas spent 12 years in the forest. So you can say, did Pandavas spend 12 years in the forest? Then Yudhishthira could answer all the question. Could Yudhishthira answer all the questions? That is a question. So here something that you need to keep in mind when you make a when you convert, okay, that is a, the past tense form is used to denote an action in the past generally. Okay, the past tense form is used to denote an action in the past. Okay, the present form of the verb is used to denote an action that happens in the present. The same way, the past form of the verb is used to denote an action that has happened in the past. Then in negative sentences, we use did not and the present form of the verb. Okay, in negative sentences, we use did not and present form of the verb in order to make the form negative, make the sentence negative. Okay, for example, I sang a song. Okay, I sang a song means to say that it is in the past. Past form of the verb sing is sang. I sang a song. So how can we make it into negative? I did not sing a song. See, I did not. We see, use did not and present form of the verb. So present form of the verb sang is what? Sing. So I did not sing. So that's what you say. In negative sentences, use did not and the present form of the verb. Then begin a sentence with did and use verb in the present form to ask a question. So how can we ask a question? Yes or no questions. Okay, in the past tense it is. So begin a sentence with did and use present form of the verb to ask a question. Did you sing? Did I sing? Did you run? Did he go? Okay, like start with did and present form of the verb. Then in the case of auxiliary verbs, both primary and modals corresponding past form of the verb is used. Okay, if you are using auxiliary verbs, okay, and auxiliary and primary and modal. Primary, you know, forms of to be, to do and to have. Then modals you are aware of, that is a can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, and must, ought, need to, dare, and so on. Okay, so you are aware of it, we have already seen this. So in the case of auxiliary verbs, both primary and modals corresponding past form of the verb is used. Okay, in the present form, if it is can, the past form it would be could. Okay, so you know it. If it is shall, it becomes should. Okay, you are aware of, we have already seen this. Okay, that is that. When you, this is for formulation of questions, yes or no questions. So here there is a worksheet, that is a choose some sentences in the positive form and rewrite them in the questions form. Okay, rewrite them in the, okay, for example, Nagula, sorry, Yudhishthira sent Nagula for fetching water. Okay, that is in the for it is in a positive form. So if we ask it in a question, did Yudhishthira send Nagula for bringing water or fetching water? Okay, that is a question. So that's the way you have to write it. Write 4 questions as a worksheet. I hope today's class is clear to you. Thanks to everybody and bye.